for following along. I'm here today with Daniel, my co-host, and Mary Dyer, who is the resident plow designer and an engineer. And today we're asking what cheap, widely available AI means for people. An open weights model out of China, the GLM 5.2, landed this month, beating ChatGPT 5.5 in real coding benchmarks at about a sixth of the cost. Now, good models are getting cheap and abundant at once. So the model stops being the scarce thing. And the question is, what replaces it? And our answer is people. But cheap models, they democratize access. Anyone can build now. A solo operator in Sao Paulo can build the same thing as someone at a startup in San Francisco. But access isn't the constraint anymore. And the constraint is judgment. So do you know what to build? Do you have the nerve to build it in public? Can you reach the people who need it? Can you sustain it? And for Plow, if models are free and abundant, the scarcity shifts. If not capability anymore, then it's trust. It's the signal that says this seed works and this person knows what they're doing and you can use this. That's what Plow is building into, and that's the layer that matters now. So we're going to open the discussion out to talk a little bit about Mary's background, because Mary started life as a designer, specifically, I think, working in the UX space, helping companies develop their products and their user interface. Can you talk a little bit? And I noticed that in your LinkedIn, you describe yourself as an AI design engineer. Can you talk a little bit about that for us?
Yeah. I feel like whenever I was a design manager at a previous company, as a product that like no product designer comes into product design like in a straight linear fashion. It's always everyone has a story behind it. I think that's what's really wonderful about design is it's more about, I think, how you think and how you solve problems than any one hard like visual skill. And so I think that's been the most fun part of kind of pivoting into this new role as a AI design engineer, as I've been kind of calling myself, is I'm no longer just designing products. Like I'm no longer just like creating the UI, the UX and handing it off to engineers. I've like started to unlock with AI this like new process of like full on prototyping or building and shipping iterations of things from start to finish. And like, is it the best quality? Not always. Like, are we productionalizing? Or like, am I creating entire apps that are being productionalized? Like, certainly not. There's a lot of things that I still only trust handing off to the real engineers to like really build in durable ways. But with AI, I feel like we've really unlocked these extra layers of skills that designers can kind of take on.
Yeah.
Mary,
so you see,
I do have like a question. Like, why did you say you are a AI design engineer and not a AI design engineer?
Because I don't even know what that means. I like kind of jokingly put that on my LinkedIn profile. I think my Twitch handle, which I admittedly don't get on as much as I probably should in this build in public era with Plow, but is job untitled. Like, because I'm like, I don't know, like working at a startup as a designer, I'm like doing everything from I don't know, up our Google account, designing things to, building web like landing pages to social to now I'm building internal tools sometimes for us. I'm on GitHub. I'm, building out Life Dashboard. I don't know what I'm doing. So that's why I quoted it out of like, what is it? What is an AI design engineer? What are we calling this role right now? I certainly don't know. I don't know if other people know. If you have a strong opinion, anyone out there, please let us know.
Yeah, I actually think like this title makes sense. Like
Mm-hmm.
there is people that use the title AI software engineer,
Mm-hmm.
and you're doing software engineering using AI. You are like, if there is someone at the company that I trust about like building like designs that make sense, like beautiful stuff, like I will reach out to you. So you take care, like you build software, you build the designs, you're using AI. So I think it makes perfect sense, like AI design engineer title.
There you go. Okay, I am an AI design engineer.
Yeah.
Nice. So I'm sure there are a few people kind of doing the same thing, right? Because this is a huge unlock, the availability of these tools. So can you talk a little bit about what you've built, like what's been kind of fun to build, what you kind of feel like any gaps that you've filled in your life, you've been able to kind of create yourself without needing an engineer?
Yeah. Okay. Can I go off topic from
Yeah.
Plow a little
Yeah, of
bit?
course.
Okay.
We're kind of getting to know the
I feel like
team
this has been like
well, as you guys come in, so it's all on topic.
I'm like, I mean, I use it for work, right? Obviously, I've like built internal tools. I think it's come up on a couple different like sound bites already, so I don't know if more into it. But I also, I mean, this is for Plow too. Sam kind of built out this like family life dashboard. So it's like a tablet kiosk that he has on his fridge at his home, but it's very tailored to him and his family. And he's got three kids, and like just managing that life. Whereas like where I'm at, like I just got engaged, so I'm planning a wedding. I'm moving in with my fiance. Like I just have very different like life organization needs than like Sam and Abby do. So it's been fun. I've taken his code and like just been hacking on it and like making different widgets that make sense for like the two of us and the life stage that we're in, and like so that's been fun. And then also like kind of pushing that back into production and like, you know, in chatting with Abby, which is Sam's wife, like some of the things that like Jake wants. So like I'm able to kind of like help them out too in certain ways. So that's certainly been fun, and that's something I've been making. But I think like the biggest, craziest like unlock for me when it comes to AI has actually been like planning a wedding, which is really funny. Like it makes sense, right? But like I like found my wedding venue using like the original Plow product, which was like a texting agent. And like I had it like go and like research like 10 venues in Paso Robles, like California, wine country. And like it came back with like, you know, like maybe like 3 of them were quality, but we went to one of them and we loved it and we booked it. Like it was amazing. And like since then I've been like doing research. And so like I'll have like my agents like go off and do research and build it into this like dashboard where like I'm not an Excel person, like never really learned it, don't know the formulas. It's not quite dynamic and visual enough for me. But I want something in a centralized place. So I like have literally like built out dashboards that allow me to like drag and drop and rate and like add notes to vendors and like kind of like organize all this thinking and all this planning. And so that's been really fun.
There's a real kind of obviously personalization of software that's happening. Do you think when you're building something about just your use case, or are you often thinking about how it could be developed and shared? Because I know that at Plow, we're trying to build up a library of usable seeds, right? So have there been any instances where you kind of thought beyond just your own personal use?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely in working on both like the life dashboard, but then also this like wedding dashboard and stuff, like I'm like, oh gosh, I got to figure out how to make this not so specific to like my wedding, but like make it in a way that anyone can use it, which is like exactly what the benefit of a seed is, right? Like it takes like the core pieces and allows any person to like install and customize to their own needs. And so yeah, I would love to kind of eventually turn some of this wedding stuff into seeds that other people can use as well. So I think there's a lot of fun or just like really useful research aspects, or like that that AI is just so good and capable of, and like of just like distilling data into like digestible information, that it's working really well for like the vendors I'm looking for in the locations I'm looking at, but could also be really helpful for others as well.
Yeah.
For sure. I have a question, like how is the wedding planning options? Like, is this like only humans that you hire and like companies that manage this for you? Is there software?
Mhm.
Is there software solutions for this that you tried?
Oh gosh, good question. Yeah, I mean, I think the traditional route is definitely like hiring a human wedding planner. And we are actually required to have a month of planner, which I still need to find that person.
Well, like
But
why are you required?
I think the venue just like likes to have a point person who's like not gonna be occupied the day of to like coordinate the different
Mary.
like vendors and whatnot. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
That's
Also, sorry about the dog in the background.
interesting.
Close the door.
No worries.
Disruptive. We're live.
Relax.
Live TV.
And yeah, I was
But
wondering
so
like
the other
if
solution. Oh, it's fine. I was just
yeah, like
gonna say, I'm
does
like, I
exist
like this is the only
some
wedding I. Sorry, I think my video is a
You
little
planned?
delayed. Yeah, this is the only wedding I planned. So, I mean, I've had friends go through the process, obviously, but it's funny. I keep getting a bunch of like Instagram ads for like spreadsheets and things like that, and like some people doing stuff with Claude Code, and like, oh, I created this dashboard with Claude Code, and then like you kind of look at it and you're like, is that like really helpful, or like, is this just like, yeah, like a spreadsheet with a budget, and you're like, well, I don't know what should go in the budget, like, you know, like, is that budget realistic for me? I live in California. Weddings are like really freaking expensive in California. Like,
Yeah. Okay, so we talked a little bit about kind of your personal use and maybe sharing that, but are there any particular open source software that you feel has been useful that you've adopted that you might recommend to other people to try?
you know, this is maybe bad, but I actually haven't really adopted too much open source softwares yet. I feel like I'm still kind of paying for a lot of the subscriptions, and I don't know if that is just like that trust layer of like, oh, this is an established company. It's not just some random GitHub repo, like replacing like a task that I've like been using. So I think the only like, I mean, I guess I have been in the way. Both Daniel and Plukas on our team have like created different like agentic work. Like, what do you call my people? Like, what's the like one liner on my people?
It's an agent that manages a team of agents.
Yeah, like agents who manage a team of agents, and technically both of their solutions are open sourced, and I use both of them pretty interchangeably.
Nice.
But, so I guess in that way, like that's what I've been using. But other than that, like I'm still on the Granola train. I'm still on the Whisper Flow train. I haven't replaced those with open source like projects yet. Yeah.
I use Whisperflow as well, and I do have like the hardware necessary to run those local models, but it's just like there is stuff that just works out of the box, and I want to work every time that I open the thing.
Yeah.
And there's stuff that it can break, and if it can break, then I'm open to using something else.
Also, you have a team, a dedicated team of professionals whose revenue and life, style is dependent on that being the latest, having all the latest bells and whistles, right? So someone else is kind of managing the upkeep of that. I think that's appealing to me, is that there's a tax to going out and finding if there's something better. Yeah.
And I think that tax becomes worth it whenever you like the software just isn't quite working for you. Like it works 80% of the time, but that 20% you're like, I wish it did it this way because that would work really well for me. And then that's whenever it's like it becomes worth it to go like build it, like vibe code it yourself, or find an open source project that you can kind of like riff off of to like solve that last 20%.
Yeah, yeah. There is a question in the chat for you, Mary. So the question says, what is your metric for determining whether a design is good enough? Determining.
Ooh, determining. Yep.
Determining.
It's a great question, because I feel like there's a couple different answers to it too, like, or a couple different angles on how to answer that. And okay, I'll take one angle first, and then I'll like add layers on another way. So we kind of started my background with like UX, but really I had a whole other career before that, and it was like in visual, like print design. So I was literally designing like printed catalogs that would be printed like in the tens of millions of copies and sent to households all over America, and like every period had to be in the right spot. Like you double checked every price. You like you were like
print designers are the ones that handle
that. Everything had to be perfect.
Yeah.
And so I had to have this like major shift of like what is good enough in design whenever I switched to product design. And the biggest thing was like perfection's not the goal. Like the goal is to learn. And so like in a sense, like design is good enough whenever it's usable enough to give you the signal that you need to then iterate on it to like the next level. And like it allows you to like get that signal, and it allows you to like refine and refine and refine. And so I think like perfection is the enemy of good in design a lot of times, probably in a lot of product development, of like if you wait for it to be perfect, you've like waited too long to get feedback from real users on it. So I think there's that side, and that might be a whole product design answer to that question too. I think in the day and age that we're in right now with AI, it becomes really, really easy to have this like full functioning prototype that you can get out there and start learning from. But I also find that like LLMs just like throw stuff in designs all the time. And like almost like the one-shot AI like generation of design is like not good enough either. Like you really have to like almost just like pare it back to kind of like the basics, because it's like it looks flashy, it looks nice, but then you like look at it and you're like, wait, what is it actually saying? Or like, why does that subtext say like the table is not the answer, the table is just the explanation? It's like, of course that's what the table is. Why did I need subtext for that? Like, I don't know. I just can't tell you how many times I like see that.
Yeah.
So I think in that sense, it's like we still need to take our really critical eye when we're designing with AI, and like think like, okay, like why is this here? Like what is it saying? What is it communicating? And like does it need to be here? Does it need to be positioned differently? And I think that honestly that probably still comes back in service of that first answer too, of like, if I put this out there, am I going to get the signal I need to learn from users of whether or not this is like moving the product in the right direction or not? And if it has too much frills or too much embellishment that LLMs put in there, then the answer might be no. It's like, this is not the design that is going to give me that signal, because people are going to be like, why are you telling me this about the table? You know, you're like, well, don't worry about that, you know?
Yeah, like definitely so first of all, like I think that was one of the best explanation about like good enough versus perfectionism. There enough to get the signal I need to improve, like really good. And the second is definitely there was a few presentations that I did using something that was AI generated, and I was saying, hey, actually don't look at this, look at that, because there was this that the AI put there, and it is there, and it would take more work to ask the AI to remove that versus just use it. So yeah, I resonate with that.
I was scrolling Instagram the other day. I actually screenshotted this ad that I got. It was for like a totally AI generated vibe coded recipe app. And underneath like the screenshot of the phone, it has like subtext, and it's like IBM Plex Mono upper tea leaf 45%, like 40%. It's like literally is giving like the font, like the font that it's using and like the color, like literally in the subcopy of this ad. I'm like, oh my goodness.
What?
Read your ads before you chip them. I'm like, this is probably Daniel's crazy workflow, like going through, and there's no way he can review all like 200 ads that they're running at any given time. But I was just laughing at that. I'm like, oh no.
So do you think, have there been any tools? I like that we've got a designer in the chat here, so I'm going to double down a little bit on these. Is there, do you think AI advancements within the tool set that you use have given you a lot more capability? Because we've talked about kind of how it kind of over bakes a lot of your design and you have to kind of cull it down. But you know, what's been really additive for you from an AI perspective?
Yeah. I mean, I think there's kind of two ways where I think it's been really helpful. One is like this like blank slate problem that I think sometimes when you like don't know where to start, it's like really hard to start from.
Just getting something to react to.
And so it get something to react to, exactly. And so that's been helpful. And it's not always great quality, but like at least it gets something out there. And I think there's ways to like fine tune that to be like better quality at the beginning. And that just like comes from like better prompts. And like admittedly, sometimes I think my starting place prompts are like not good enough, and then it kind of skews my whole project workflow off. But then I think the other angle where it like has been very helpful is like if you start with something human designed and like, give it that as like a basis and a structure, and like have it kind of like help like brainstorm additional ways of like evolving that or like adding on to it, or like I do feel like it's been helpful in that sense of like actually building out like prototypes of like user flows that like, yeah, you can do it in Figma, but it's just like takes a long time. And you're like, I just want a quick read on this like simple task or something. So it's been helpful in that way too.
Have you used it for mood boarding at all? Do you ever kind of use any mood boarding?
I have. I find like Claude Code is not good at mood boarding because it just gives you like HTML vectors back. You're like, no, I wanted photos. ChatGPT or like Codex, like they do better at like image generation. Obviously, like Gemini is also better at image generation, so you can get better quality out of those. But like, I find too, whenever you try to do that, like sometimes the first mood board looks the most real, but it might not like get at what you want. And then as you kind of like fine tune it, like thematically, the images just are generated on top of themselves, and like the quality of the images become really poor. So I don't know if maybe there's like another final step of like taking that and putting it into like a fresh prompt, maybe that's like restart this from scratch. I don't know. I haven't quite figured that one
out. If I can make one question for the people here on the live that are not experts on design and doesn't know what is a mood board, me, like, can you explain to TLDR what is a mood board and why should they know that?
Yeah, a mood board is kind of just like a collection of visual elements that kind of explain the like mood or vibe of the aesthetic that you're going for. Or at least that's like how I view it. Ronan might have a very different kind of definition of mood boarding and like in video film world, but
no, I think that's perfect. And I love the word vibe. It's like it's that blend of like colors and shapes and the mood it elicits. Like, is it buttoned up? Is it really loose? You know, there's a lot of kind of different things you can explore within. You know, you set a constraint and explore within that constraint, and it helps you kind of just pick a direction. And it's also an agreement point. So you and say, if you're doing client work or if you're trying to get a consensus in a team, you start with a mood board, because then you can, you're not just blue skies and anything. You can say, okay, this is the first step. Well, everything kind of goes from here. Right?
Nice.
Have you been able to successfully mood board?
No, but I've seen like some effective use of like generated using Pinterest and kind of building mood boards from just a single image source, right? There's some kind of rapid mood board tools that I've seen that have been really effective. Yeah.
That's cool.
There's another question in the chat related to image generation. So there's someone that is using AI to generate YouTube thumbnails, and he's using a brand guideline in a design.md file. But whenever the thumbnail includes people, he's struggling to keep the human visuals consistent. So face, style, expression, clothing, lighting, and the brand keep changing from image to image. What can you tell to this viewer?
Oh, I don't.
I have one technical thing that I could share.
Yeah.
I think some models perform better at consistency. Some perform better at text. Some perform better at color recreation. Some perform better, like the physics, can be better. So I would say test different models. Particularly like there's some slight differences between Nano Banana Pro and Nano Banana 2. So I was recently doing some 3D render projects where I was taking a 2D top-down look at a kind of floor plan and moving that into kind of an isometric space, and I was not getting any good results in Nano Banana 2. But then I learned from going back and forth with Claude that actually like Pro is much better at spatial kind of recreation. So it's the model. I think it's the model.
I think too, I mean, I don't know if this is a hot take, but I actually put my style guide in HTML. And I don't know if that actually holds things up better, because I don't do like thumbnail generation. I haven't done like that kind of specific, like iterative, like needing to have a consistent like character being generated. But I wonder if like HTML is just a little bit more like rich, so you can actually have like not just the hex codes like or the type assignment, but like you can also have like examples of the images that you want to be regenerated as kind of like that like starting point, and that might also maybe help. I don't know. Let's try it out and let us know.
Join us on Discord if you're not there and share your learnings. Okay, you know what? That's it for today. These half hours go really fast. And thanks so much for coming and joining us today, Mary. We can't wait for you to come back. Just a reminder to everyone that we are here live at 2 p.m. Today we were a little early because I'm actually out today. So thanks for accommodating me, guys. And the conversation is all about us sharing what we learn as we build Plow, and also learning from you. So follow us on Watch Me Pivot, join us on the Discord, and join us again tomorrow. Thanks a lot.